Alright, I'm going to try something a little different this week. I'm going to try and do a live, or not a live, sorry, a taping from my laptop, which has been, unfortunately, sadly, underused. So, for everybody who's watching, my name is Lisa. I am the Crafty Goddess. Hello and welcome. I first want to start off by apologizing for the 2.5-week delay between videos. I've been trying to keep a somewhat normal uploading schedule where I do it every weekend, or at least I try to start uploading, and hopefully it's up by the end of the weekend. Just because things sometimes get a little slow. But yeah, it's been, unfortunately, the past 2.5 weeks, it's been really hot. Here in southwestern Ontario, we have been experiencing a heat wave because it's July, and we all know July is a pretty volatile month as far as summer weather goes. It's been super hot, really hot. How hot? As hot as the fire torches that Scarlett Bobo used on the runway challenge about 2 weeks ago in Canada's Drag Race. If you think I'm exaggerating, go back and watch her performance because that was scorching. Oh my gosh, I thought this was a crafting channel and not a drag queen channel. I love watching drag queens because they are incredible performance artists. They put so much time, effort, energy, and passion into this craft. And I am an absolutely huge fan. In case anybody else has been watching Canada's Drag Race, I am rooting for Scarlett Bobo so hard. I am an unabashed Bobo-sexual. She is amazing. She unfortunately moved to Vancouver, which means I got to travel 3,000 miles west to go see her perform live now. But I have seen her perform. She is incredible. She owns every stage she sets foot on. And I'm just going to say it right now. If she doesn't end up in the top 4 for the finale, I'm going to riot, okay? I'm going to be so mad. Something tells me that she will, though, because she's in it to win it. All right. Enough about that. So you get the idea. It's been hot. It's been super hot. The apartment that my husband and I are currently living in is on the top floor of a 3-story walk-up, and we only just got AC a few days ago. We never had an AC unit in the apartment. We always had 2 window fans that would try and push around the hot air. But now we have an AC unit. I am so grateful for it because it's being a middle-aged female, I'm going through enough, shall we say, heat and humidity on my own. You know what I'm saying? Okay. But yeah, so again, I apologize greatly for the 2.5-week absence, but I figured I'd jump on now just so I can give you guys a heads up on what I've been working on, stuff that I've finished, just, a little bit of a catching up session. So I think either the last video or the video before that I posted, I did a lens mill haul, and some of the items that I bought went towards what I wanted to make for this current time of the pandemic, where it has been necessary, to wear masks like this. This one was made by a friend of mine. Her name is Ashley Ann O'Frady. She has a Instagram and Facebook page named Lady O'Frady. She knows her way around a sewing machine and a serger. She is amazing. I've got quite a few seamstress friends, actually, but this was just the closest example to a mask near me. Ashley made this. Sugar skulls. Sparkly sugar skulls. How can I say no to this? So, but yeah, the whole point of making ear savers, this is the finished product, by the way. I've made a small handful of them. The first few that I made, I used rather flat buttons, like so. Unfortunately, if you can see how flat they sit, they may not keep the mask on as efficiently as one would like. I guess it also depends on how thick the elastic is with the masks as well. So for something like this, if I can hook it on here, I'm not going to give you a live demonstration because I'm sweating. But you can see it might hold on to here. So basically what you do is you put the mask on, and then instead of having the elastics hook around your ears, they just pull right back, and then you hook the elastics around the ear savers, so it's like this. Ta-da! But yes, when it comes to different thicknesses of elastic cord for the masks, something like this would be fine for super skinny elastic, but the wider it gets, I could see it slipping off and just popping right off these things. So I did some experimenting with different types of buttons. I went back to Lens Mill, by the way, to get some more buttons, and I thought these were cute. They stand up a little bit better. They might hook a little bit better too, depending on again, totally depending on the thickness of the elastic on the masks. It's just basically so it doesn't feel like your ears are going to pull right off your skull. That's the whole point of these. And if anybody's wondering where I got this pattern from, see, look at these stars. These things cool. I kind of had a little too much fun in the button section of Lens Mill here in Guelph. Let's put it that way. But the pattern that I got to make these ear savers, it was a free pattern. I found it on Pinterest. Just type in ear savers, knitting patterns. There are crochet patterns as well, but I am not as good at reading crochet patterns as I am at knit patterns, and this is super easy. I think I hashed out a small handful in about an hour. And yeah, I got a few different buttons and things to play with. So I figure I'd make some, bring some in for my coworkers or any of my friends that might want one. I'm probably not going to charge for these because, as the common theme has been going throughout this pandemic and trying to survive this contagion that's happening, that the common catchphrase seems to be, we're in this together. So I figure if this can help, I'm doing my bit. You know, good Samaritan, as it were. So yeah, I've been working on those. I finished, speaking of crochet, I finished not one, but 2 shawls. Let me just show you here. So the shawl pattern that I finished is called the Easy Breezy Shawl, and I followed the tutorial from Fiber Spider. He came heavily recommended by my sister and a bunch of friends who also crochet. They crochet steadily. I do it once in a while. Seems that I've been doing it just for bigger projects. But isn't this gorgeous? I love this so much. The pattern, I think, calls for a size 5mm crochet hook. I bumped up to a size 6 because I wanted a bit more drape on the fabric. Anybody who's wondering what kind of yarn this is the Karen Big Cakes. Sorry, give me 1 second. This colorway is called Cherry Compote. I believe this colorway is now extinct, but I mean, it's gorgeous. I think you can still find it on Yarnspirations, if that's the name of the website. So I made one in this color. The first one I made and finished, I did in this colorway because I am a sucker for fall colors. Again, going back to something I discussed earlier in different videos, I'm not an orange person, but I mean, look at this. Look at the color striping. The Karen Cakes Big Cakes is a self-striping yarn. This colorway, again, pardon me, this is called Cranberry Crisp. I'm not getting as much cranberry from it as I am, say, pumpkin pie. So maybe I would have called it Thanksgiving dinner. But I mean, seriously, look at this. These are huge, by the way. This took 1 cake of the Karen Big Cakes yarn. And again, I believe the Cranberry Crisp and Cherry Compote colorways are becoming extinct. Check the Yarnspirations website. They may have some left. I don't know. I'm not guaranteeing anything. Again, I am not sponsored by Yarnspirations or Karen or any other yarn company or yarn distributor for anything that matter. I'm just showing you what I used and what I like. I believe, hang on, again, I'm so sorry for this. Yes, the Karen Big Cakes yarn. This is how big it is. So one of these, excuse me, made one of those. And yes, it is machine washable. To fringe or not to fringe, I think for the Cherry Compote, like the purple red one, I'm going to leave that alone. But the Cranberry Crisp, like the orange and burgundy, I may throw some fringe on because it just looks so 70s. And I'm a 70s child, so how could I pass on the opportunity of adding fringe to a shawl? And then I can twirl and dance and channel my own inner Stevie Nicks. For the record, Stevie Nicks rocks. I love her. I just found out she has a storage locker container temperature controlled unit where she keeps all of her old shawls. I would love to take a tour of that. Something else I've been working on, if you remember my first video where I did the hobby yarn unbagging, I pulled out one of the cakes of yarn. I believe it was called Twister, and started making a shawl out of that. Sorry, again, pardon me for making adjustments because this thing is huge. The cakes are 1,000 meters. There's 1,000 meters of yarn in these things. I'm not even done this yet, but let me just make some adjustments here. This is the top of the shawl. Like I said, I'm not done yet, and these are on the largest, this is on the largest circular needle cable I could find. This is just gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's unfortunately riddled with mistakes and cat hair, so I'm probably going to be keeping it. But the yarn, or sorry, the cable needles, I just recently discovered how much fun Knit Picks is. Lens Mill, again, going back to Lens Mill Store. Again, they're not sponsoring me, but I get a lot of cool craft supplies and whatnot from Lens Mill. They carry Knit Picks products. I found the largest cable needle that one could possibly find to accommodate all these stitches. I haven't counted how many stitches there are on this thing, but I'm guessing it's about 400 or 500 stitches maybe now. I don't know. I'm guessing. But the original dimensions for the the original requirements for this yarn was, I believe, a 2.5 to 3.5 millimeter knitting needle. I bumped it up to a 4 because, I mean, just look at the drape. Just look at how much it drapes. You know it's going to flow. It's going to be gorgeous. And by the way, I've got this folded in half. So this is just, yeah, it's going to be massive. I think for my next knitting project using the Twister yarn, I might turn it into a poncho because obviously I've got a lot of yarn to play with. And in case anybody's wondering, hey, did you make any more purchases from Hobby Yarn? Yeah, I did. I bought up, I've made 2 other purchases since then. But I mean, look at, they've also got their Twister yarn on sale right now. Look at this. It's just gorgeous. Absolutely beautiful. And again, with the center pole, I can't emphasize it enough, though. I am not sponsored by Hobby or any other yarn company I've discussed so far. But I just like to share with you what I like to use. The pattern that I used for this shawl that I just showed you, I believe it was a free pattern on the Red Heart yarn website. I can't remember the name of it offhand, but I just thought, you know what, I'm going to wing it where I do like a stockinette stitch, but like the occasional row of eyelets. This was perfect. But that's what I've pretty much been working on so far. Just a lot of bigger projects because unfortunately in this time of uncertainty and with this pandemic, a lot of, well, all of the events that I normally vend at, because I am a vendor at a lot of local Renaissance and medieval festivals and the Pirate Festival, which was in Milton but is now here, moved to Guelph. Again, understandably, for understandable reasons, everything has been postponed this summer until next year. And on the one hand, that's not such a bad thing because the pressure is off as far as meeting deadlines for items that I have to have ready for this, that, and the other. And I can work on bigger projects like shawls. I've been knitting shawls like a madwoman since we went into quarantine back in the middle of March. I've been working on a lot of bigger projects because I had a lot of time to do so. Now, unfortunately, well, I shouldn't say unfortunately. Now that both my husband and I are back to work, I haven't had as much time to indulge in shawl knitting and crocheting. I still make time. Don't worry about that. So yeah, it's been good with that sense. But on the other hand, I miss seeing a lot of the same people that would come out to the festivals every year, like the Renaissance festivals and medieval festivals, pirate festivals. It's a interesting little band that you always see at every event, and getting to know each other by name, saying hey. I mean, I see a lot of them on my social media feeds, and I'm grateful for that. We exchange pleasantries, we show off pictures, they watch my videos and make comments and compliments and whatnot, which is great. But it's not the same thing It's not the same thing as being with, hanging out with people in person. Again, I completely understand. It's just kind of a bummer because, the summer's not going to be the same. So hopefully everything works itself out to whatever degree, and we can start reconvening in groups again and, have some fun. So, but yeah, I just thought I'd give everybody, like I said, I thought I'd give everybody a heads up, let you know what I've been working on. And maybe you can comment down below, let me know what you're working on right now. If you have any major or minor projects on the go. It doesn't have to be knitting. I also make jewelry. I make macrame jewelry. I do charm bracelets. I've been having quite a lot of fun with those as well. Not as much recently, but it's something I will be diving into again very soon. So yeah, just let me know what you guys have been, what you folks, have been up to. What you've been working on, what's been keeping you busy. So I think I'm going to cut it short here. Again, I just wanted to say thank you very much for those of you who have subscribed. I think I've got 25 subscribers now. I'm not sure. I know that's not a big number. I know I'm not in like, the PewDiePie and Markiplier level of millions of followers, but the followers that I do have here, the subscribers I have here, I'm very grateful for. And if you're watching this and you haven't subscribed yet, feel free to hit the subscribe button if you want to see more videos like this. I will probably do some more tutorials in the future, maybe some more baking, maybe a little bit of cooking, maybe some jewelry stuff. We'll see. I've got ideas anyway for upcoming projects, so stay tuned. Keep in touch. And also, while you're here, if you want to give this video a thumbs up, I would greatly appreciate it. It would make my day. The more thumbs up, the merrier. Again, thanks so much for joining me. I really appreciate the time that we get to spend together. I'm getting cheesy my old age. Don't mind me. But yeah, hopefully we'll do this again soon. I try to keep a regular schedule. I'm going to try and reapply that as we go. Thanks so much for being here. Take care of yourselves, and yeah, let's do this again sometime.